Hello and welcome back to The Culture Shift with Jarazlin Jovan. Our podcast aimed at inspiring the leaders of tomorrow, brought to you by Black Enterprise. Here we like to review the success stories of today's tastemakers to encourage those who dare to dream big. Today, we're going inside the new and first ever documentary on Grammy Award-winning rapper Megan Thee Stallion with the film's Emmy Award-winning director, Nneka Onuorah. Nneka shares her goal with filming the very candid and transparent documentary that shows us Megan like never before. From themes of the vulnerability of a woman to following your dreams despite the adversity you may face, Nneka takes us inside the importance of Megan Thee Stallion in her words. So join me in welcoming Emmy Award-winning director, Nneka Onuorah. I really love this documentary. I love the work you did on it. And I heard when you mentioned how important it was to introduce us to Megan Pete versus Megan Thee Stallion. Can you just share a little bit about the importance of that and why was that a goal of yours going into the filming?
Megan Pete versus Megan Thee Stallion represents a juxtaposition, right? We have the ultimate feminist empowerment artist who's strong, who represents women and being strong for themselves. Megan Pete herself is a young woman just trying to figure it out, that goes through vulnerabilities, that is the relatable human being inside of Megan Thee Stallion. And I felt like that's the untold side of Megan. And I feel like it's also a side a lot of women could relate to and girls could relate to, experiencing grief, depression, going through traumatic events, and really just trying to navigate life, figuring it out. And I felt like this was a perfect opportunity to show the dichotomy between those two things, that two things can be true. You can be strong and there can be strength in your vulnerabilities, and that you can be going through things, but you can also be strong enough to get through them. And so I wanted to show those at the same time, and Megan was a perfect person to tell that story.
Yes. So we're seeing you're with her all the time in some of her most intimate moments, and it was over a course of what,
Yeah,
2 years?
almost three.
Oh my gosh, 3 years. That's a long time to really be dedicated and spending so much time with someone. How did your relationship with Megan develop throughout that time?
My relationship with Megan developed naturally through that time. She was going through a very difficult time, which made her want to pull back and not film at first. And so I had a candid conversation with her, and I was just like, "Look, Meg, like we got to get this done. What are your fears?" And I understood her fears, and I tethered my creative to that, and decided, you know what, Meg, anything Megan Pete does. When the makeup's off, when ain't no team around, when it's just you, when you're in your house, your car, and your most intimate moments, I will film them myself. So I really offered myself up to let her know how passionate I was about telling her story and being a safe space and a sounding board for her.
Yeah, I could see that you gave that energy and that dynamic that made her comfortable enough to open up at times where you could just tell where she's just tired, but you were still able to get her to just explain what she was feeling in that moment. For you personally, what was filming like? Did you get days off? How were you able to navigate this? Because you're going with her on tour globally. What was it
Um,
like for you?
I don't think there's a day off of directing someone's life, it depends. Like if you have a film that's more based on very specific moments, it's different. But I wanted to experience her journey in an immersive way. So I had to dedicate my time. I would travel with her. We went everywhere from Japan, Switzerland, Paris, London. We were all over the world. And I had to dedicate my life to it. I was a part of her life. And that's what it was. That's what the movie called for. But I knew it was going to be a timeless film because whether you put Megan Thee Stallion in this narrative or not, everybody can relate to what she's experiencing. So I knew it was timeless. So when you have things that stand the test of time, it's important for you to invest your time in that. So I definitely invested my time and I focused only on this film. And my other ones, I pushed them back to get this done. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know what? The dedication paid off because it looks amazing. So it is out and we are seeing reactions to it. And you got her really to open up as it relates to what she was going through, the case, revelations in regards to her relationship with people within the case. Are you at all surprised? I don't think you are, but are you at all surprised by some of what people are clinging on to from what was revealed in the documentary? And what were you at least hoping that people got clarity from the film?
I feel like I really wanted people to just like see Megan's perspective in real time. A lot of the footage that we have supports what was actually happening, the event as it was happening. Everyone else is just speaking externally. So not only did I want to give a peek into the internal conflict, but also I wanted to show like here's the actual footage of what was happening when she was coming up, when she was building herself. People have a lot of false narratives when they can't see it, but you can't deny the footage and what happened in real time. So I was excited about that. And I'm very excited for what I'm seeing online. I've been seeing a lot of people be inspired about the empathy it's creating, about how Meg is like even more relatable because she's vulnerable and they see themselves in her. And so it's been a lot of positive reactions. And it was already a win because Megan won in the end. So I love that.
Period. When finishing a film, do you feel like it's complete? Or as a director, are there always things that you look at and you're like, oh, I wanted to change that or tweak that?
For this film, it's exactly as I wanted it to make. This is the director's cut of this film. There's nothing I want to tweak in this film at all. It's perfect just as it is. But the relationships never go away. So no matter what film I make, whoever is in the film, I stay connected to them after and I become a part of their lives. So I think I'm definitely going to be a part of Meg's life forever because we've been through some tough times together. So
I love that. And just for my last question, during the premiere, you shared that you personally were requested by Roc Nation to direct this film. How does that feel?
it feels good to be respected in my craft in my field. I've been doing this. I'm a self-starter. I didn't go to film school. I'm self-taught. So it feels beautiful to know that walking in my purpose paid off and the fact that I spend 99.9% of my time on my craft and building that it's taking me this far and can't wait to see where else it's about to take me.
Period. Queens get the money.
Yes, you already know.
Yes, I'm really excited for you. Probably we got another Emmy, Academy Award on the way. All right, shout out to you, Nneka. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.